Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about what's new in luxury beauty, all of the hottest new releases. I have some purchases, some PR, everything all together, but we are going to dive right into Dior because what is happening at the house of Dior? Somebody seriously needs to do a wellness check on their creative team. I don't know if they are being held against their will, if they are just trying to set some sort of record because they have launched so many consecutive new releases. I ran to Sephora yesterday to pick up these Backstage Rosy glow sticks. These are available on Dior.com as well. I probably should have waited and just purchased from Dior.com because they have the loyalty points, the gifts with purchase, but I wanted to go ahead and pick them up early. They didn't have the powder blushes or the lip glow lip butters yet. Sephora will be getting those pieces soon, but right now the entire new Backstage collection is available at Dior. I went with shade 001 Pink, which is the classic iconic shade, and then 015 Cherry because I love a red blush, especially in this very glowy kind of balmy texture. They're pretty pigmented. They didn't have testers in store, but I kind of had made up my mind before I got there anyways. I knew I wanted to check out these too. I swatched them yesterday and they feel really, really creamy. I had a few people ask me questions about the packaging. I think the packaging is really cute and I am not a huge fan of the Dior Backstage packaging. I don't have a ton of pieces from the collection. I don't have any of the eyeshadow palettes. This looks like a giant Dior Addict lip glow. It's very, very nice. Even though it's plastic, it's a heavier plastic. It has the Dior logo wrapped all around, a little CD there at the top. So lots of little details and they're retractable. They feel really high quality for what it is, for a blush stick. I actually think for a blush stick, this is probably the cutest packaging that I have in my collection. So love the packaging. Call me a skeptic. I'm not too concerned with the pH activated bit. I feel like the shade that they are when you apply them is most likely going to be the shade that they last throughout the day. But I did a very light blush this morning, so I'm gonna scoot in nice and close so we can try these on. Let's try 001 Pink first. Because they are pretty opaque, I feel like it would be best to pick up the product on the brush. Woo! I also can't take the risk of messing up my makeup too much because I'm about to meet my girlfriends for lunch. So I don't want to look nuts. The only blush I have on is a little bit of the Say Chow, the Super Sweet blushes. Ooh. Yeah, that's intense. It's pretty, but yeah, they're very glowy, very balmy, very dewy. And that's plenty of color. Okay, let me just tap that out a bit. It's pretty though. Reminds me a little bit of a stick version of the Makeup by Mario Balm blushes, which I also really liked. Yeah, that's pretty. That is the pink. I feel like the cherry is going to be my favorite. Candy also looked beautiful. Is it Tawny, Toffee? Beautiful shade selection. Okay, let's try the cherry. Again, I'm gonna be pretty light with it. I've been waiting for a cream cheek from Dior. I keep trying to turn their luminizers into blushes, but now I think this on its own is pretty, but I think mixing these glow sticks with the luminizer will be really, really gorgeous. So I will be doing some experimenting now that I have another cream product. Yeah, I love the red. I love a red cheek. It's so natural. It just gives you that naturally sun-kissed, sunburned, summery look. And see, the 001 Pink is very iconic. I remember when the Rosy Glow blush, I believe it's always been called Rosy Glow, but it was just the one shade and it was meant to be pH activated, so it was universal, but they only had the one shade of pink. It's very nice, but it's very cool toned. Whereas this, I think, actually is the more natural shade on me. And it goes with the Coral Pop nail polish from Dior so perfectly. Do a little bit on the nose. Yeah, they're pretty. They are balmy. We'll see how long lasting they are. I have a lot of texture on my face right now because I did a laser treatment on Monday. So my skin is not looking its absolute best underneath. But even still, I think it looks really, really good. I'm happy with the color payoff, definitely. And I don't mind the fact that they're hydrating. I mean, it's very pigmented, but they're not so thick and paint-like that it breaks up the foundation underneath. Everything still looks smooth. I had already powdered. And then this just adds that little boost of hydration, but just on the cheek. Bam. Beautiful! I love them. And now I'm not sure if I'm going to spring for the powder blushes. I didn't realize so many people were unhappy with them. I have the pink lilac. I think they're great. I don't know how different they're going to be. I can't imagine it's going to be that much of a difference. So I might skip the powder blushes at least for now, or until I can see them in person. And then the lip butters look beautiful, but same thing. I have so many lip butters at the moment. I don't feel the need to rush out and buy them all. I'm sure it's going to be a nice lip treatment. I do think the little charm is cute. But that's about it. This is a new formula, so I wanted to at least try it, and it's gorgeous. I feel very fresh-faced and summery, ready for brunch with the girls. The other thing I picked up while I was at Sephora yesterday was this little trio set from Love Shack Fancy, the mini hair and body perfume mist set. I am not a huge fan of perfume mists, body mists, but I finally broke down and tried these for the very first time, and they smelled so good in store. I still think they're overpriced for a body mist, but I couldn't choose just one, so I'm glad they had the trio. This is Sugar Blush, Velvet Sun, and Berry Kiss. All three of these mists smell incredible. They're very light. They're not incredibly long-lasting, which I didn't expect, but I'm planning to do an entire dedicated video to body mist sometime soon, so I wanted to go ahead and play around with them. I have another box of new Dior products here, if you can believe it. This is the summer of Dior Beauty. What can I say? They are absolutely killing it. They keep coming out with new things. It was wrapped really beautifully. I went ahead and unboxed it already just so I could check my order. So I wanted to try this on-off mousse, or excuse me, La Mousse Off-On from Dior. I see this everywhere. I've heard great things about it. I feel like it might be comparable to La Mousse by Chanel. I fly through face cleansers so easily, so I wanted to try this. And because it's summer and I use the Dior Face Sunless Tanner, I wanted to try their Sunless Tanner for the body. I have not seen this before this year, so it must be new. It's part of Dior Solar, the self-tanning gel. So this is the larger size for the body. I don't know how different it will be. I imagine this might give you a little bit more color than the face, but I love the Dior Sunless Tanner for the face, and a lot of times I bring it down the neck, so I want to try this. I really like Le Balm from Dior. I already have one of these, but it's really nice. I keep it in my purse, and they came out with a pink version, which is so fun, and it has its own little charm, and you can clip it on to your purse or your keys. And what can I say? I'm a sucker for things like this. I wanted my points, I wanted my gift with purchase, and this is going to be great for traveling this summer. The pink Toile de Joie print goes so perfectly with the rest of the summer collection, so I couldn't help myself. The rest is all samples and gifts with purchase. You know how generous Dior is with their sampling. So these I got to choose at checkout. It looks like they might have even added some more things in here. I'm leaving for New York City next week, so I've been trying to stock up on skincare samples. They were offering this really nice J'adore set that comes with a body milk and the fragrance. This order I placed a few weeks ago, so they still had their Mother's Day promotion going on, so I got the little mesh butterfly bag, which is so beautiful. Has the Christian Dior logo embroidered on there. I think this is very pretty, especially for spring, summer. By far one of the prettiest makeup bags or makeup pouches they've offered lately. They always have the pink bags or a black, a white, a standard shade. This one is really nice. Valentino Beauty recently sent over 3 shades of their new Puffer Lip Gloss, which look really interesting. I was surprised by the shades whenever I unboxed them. I have not tried these on the lips yet, but I did want to just check out the colors that they sent over. This is shade 00R Dazzling Mermaid, 520R Moonlight Crush, and 300R in my glowing era. I love the Valentino pink packaging with the pink chrome logo on the front. It looks like a similar component to their concealers. This deep shade looks really interesting, 520R. They're very sparkly, and then this pink one looks really, really frosty. I quickly wiped off what I had on my lips. I was just wearing a Makeup Forever Aqua lip liner, I think it's 1C, and then a little Summer Fridays lip butter on top. That's about it. So I'm gonna go in with 00R first. Ooh. Smells minty. We know they're meant to be plumping. Very pretty. I mean, you can tell up close that these have, I don't want to say glitter, but they have iridescent shimmer to them. Ooh. But I like the way they feel. This is my type of lip gloss. They're a little bit thicker. Not sticky, still feel very smooth, but they're thick in that it really coats the lips. Yeah, I like that. This is reminding me a little bit of the Fenty Beauty. Holy cow. It's not uncomfortable, but yeah, it's very intense. If you do not like a tingly, mentholy, plumping sensation, you're not gonna like these. The clear is very pretty. Even though up close you can see the iridescent shimmer, doesn't feel chunky, it doesn't look glittery either. It's not too much. My lips are still tingling from that initial application, so this is 520R. They need to come with some sort of warning label. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain because it looks like it does in the tube, but yeah, this is probably not meant for me. I could see maybe this would look more flattering on a deeper skin tone. Very vampy, as in vampire. It's just not my shade. This is 300R. Will this be frosty on the lips or will it be close to the first shade? Let's see. Ooh, no, it's perfect. This is the perfect, slightly milky pink. This is probably my favorite of the three. It has a little iridescent sparkle, not a ton. Yeah, I feel like this could be worn by itself with the right lip liner or on top of something else. This shade is my favorite, 300R, that is beautiful. I don't mind a tingle, but I have to be honest, it's not the most comfortable because it is so long lasting and so intense. Like, I kind of want to wipe this off right now, even though I think the gloss is really pretty. It's a little bit too much for me, and I really enjoy that feeling. I kind of want to remove it. Go back to my lip butter. At least for now. If I was going out and I was really hoping to get some sort of juicy plump going on, that'd be different, but I'm just sitting at home and then going to lunch with my friends. I don't want it to look like I have some sort of allergic reaction. Last week, Nars held an event in Miami to celebrate all of their most iconic products, specifically their concealers. And while we were at the event, we were shade matched by their professional makeup artists, and they sent us home with some of their new products. So I actually haven't even gone through everything that is in this bag. It's a really cute makeup bag. They included a note that says to trust the icons. They talk about their trending soft matte complete concealer and of course the best-selling radiant creamy concealer, which I think I was confused. I thought they had come out with a matte version of the radiant creamy. Did I make that up, or is this now a matte version? Or is the pot concealer the only matte? I'm not sure, but I'm glad I was able to get shade matched because I didn't previously have the right shade in this pot concealer. I actually keep this in the top drawer, but I use it as a tone-on-tone spot concealer. So if I have a blemish on my face or I have some broken capillaries at the moment over here on my cheek. I've been using this. It's amazing. It has such great coverage and it really sticks. So this is light 1.25 Affogato. This is going to give me that brightness that I typically really like. I'm excited to use that. We also have the Radiant Creamy Concealer. Same shade, light 1.25 Affogato. This is one of their new highlighters. This is the Light Reflecting Luminizing Powder. There are a few different shades. They sent me home with Eros. It's very dazzling. I don't think the camera is really going to be able to do this product justice. It looks so sparkly. It doesn't look glittery, but in the pan, this doesn't look like other highlighters. It looks very intensely, almost like one of their eye pigments. It looks very, very metallic. And I did get to try this at the event. I'm gonna scooch in and I'll apply a little bit on the cheek so you can see. This is a very beautiful champagne gold. You can see how intense it is on my finger. Wow. Let's see. I have a little highlighter on already. That do anything? Can you tell? Oh, I don't even think. There we go. Of course, my cheek has so much texture at the moment. My entire face has little bumps all over it from my skincare treatment, but the show must go on. Can you tell? Ooh, it really beams off the cheek. Very beautiful. Of course, Nars has pretty intense products. I think Nars is sort of an elevated MAC. It's an artistry brand, so they launch products that are going to be more intense. I don't need any other highlighters. I'm not really in the market for highlighter. I do think it is a beautiful, beautiful texture and formula, so I will use it. But I honestly think I'm most excited to try the concealer now that I have the right shade for the under eye. I don't think this is new, but I have not smelled this before. Yesterday I received an unexpected package from Prada. They sent it in this really cute shopping bag. This is the Paradox Intense Eau de Parfum. I was a big fan of Prada Paradox when it first launched. I still am. I really like Virtual Flower. That is a very different, unique smelling floral fragrance in my opinion. I actually need to start reaching for that again more. When they launched the Intense, I wasn't all that interested. I didn't rush out to smell it because I kind of figured, okay, this is just another flanker. Prada's doing what Armani does, what so many brands do, Valentino, where they launch a fragrance, it does really well, it's successful. Instead of maybe ancillaries or launching new fragrances, they just sort of keep cloning and sort of tweaking the fragrance that did so well. I never even considered that I might actually like this version or prefer this version. So let's test it out. This is truly the first time I've ever smelled Prada Paradox Intense. Let's see. Is it different? Was it necessary? It's pretty. It's really nice. But yeah, I mean, it does smell like Paradox, but maybe juicier, like a deep, intense, juicy fruitiness. The jasmine is really intense. Is that gardenia? Yeah, it smells like a very intense, creamy, white floral, jasmine, slightly sweet fragrance. It's exactly what I expected it to be. It smells really nice. Do I think you need all 3 versions in your fragrance collection? Absolutely not. No, I appreciate Prada for sending this to me, especially since I was not a huge fan of their latest mascara launch. I didn't have very many nice things to say about that. So I appreciate that they sent me Paradox Intense. It's a beautiful fragrance. You know, as it's drying down, I'm thinking I will prefer this. Like maybe this will be the interpretation that I reach for. As an owner and lover of the original and Virtual Flower, I wouldn't rush out to purchase this myself, but I do think it smells really nice. I have 2 more packages here that were sent to me complimentary recently. We have some newness from Say Beauty and Glow Recipe. Clearly shiny lips and glowy pink cheeks is still on trend. It seems like every brand is coming out with a lip or a cheek or both. maybe a two-in-one product, but lips and cheeks are all of the rage at the moment. I feel like as a society, we are slowly reaching max capacity, but this is the new Glass Balm. 4 shades inspired by Korea's favorite dessert. They're very beautiful. It looks like a pretty sheer gloss. If you already have Rhode, Summer Fridays, Ulla Henriksen, Laneige, the list goes on and on. Do I think you're going to have to rush out to buy this? Absolutely not. But since we have it on hand, we might as well test it out. So I just grabbed the watermelon. Oh, there's a lot more pigment there than I expected. Smells nice. Smells like watermelon. Ooh, it's pretty. I like that it has a little bit more pigment than the Laneige or the Summer Fridays. It goes on very thin, but gives a nice hint of color to the lips, and it's nice and shiny, feels great, it's not sticky, very glassy. Very pretty. Great formula. Now I understand why they called it the Glass Balm, because it's very, very shiny, but on the thin side. So I'm not sure if this is going to sort of tint the lip, if the pigment is going to linger. Kind of feels like one of those formulas that doesn't last a very long time just because it's so thin. Feels great, buttery, hydrating. And then Say Beauty sent over new shades of their liquid cheek. Ooh. There we go. I have a couple of these. They're really nice. I have a few full size, but I really like the little trio set that they come out with during the holidays. Ooh, can I get this out? This is the one shade that I am going to hold on to because it's so beautiful out of all of them. This is Flirty, the Dew Blush. I love this watermelon, strawberry, just bright, fun, pinky shade. I think this is going to be really pretty for summer. It's kind of like a guava pink berry. This I want to try. There's also a really pretty peach. This is shade Haughty, and then a neutral color shade Lady. I really like the Dew Blush. They're soft. It's kind of that no makeup, very glowy and nice. I love the new Super Suede blushes from Say. If I were going to get anything, especially the shade Chow, that is my favorite. I'm wearing it on my face today, or at least I applied a little bit when I first did my makeup this morning, and it's been a few hours now. If I were in the market for a new blush right now, I would probably stick with the Say Super Suede blushes. And then if you really want a creamy blush, I think this Dew Blush is the best, shade Flirty. And because I have so many lips, so many cheeks, I don't want to be wasteful, so I'm not going to swatch all of these for you guys. Instead, I'm going to save these for a giveaway. I actually have one final thing to share with you. This package was just dropped off by UPS, and I opened it up, and it's from Makeup Forever. I have no idea what's inside, so we might as well check it out together. This is obviously something new. Comes with this really cute little booklet, artist crayons. Exciting. I don't think I've heard anything about these or seen these anywhere. Something I love about Makeup Forever is how their liners, well, the liners mostly, they're for eyes, they're for lips. You can use them all over the face. There's a little eye or lip or a little picture on the pencil that tells you what it's for. But as an artistry brand, their palettes, I mean, their products are really versatile. You can play around and sort of custom create colors and shades, and you can contour, eyeshadow, lips, face, you name it. This is so cool. It kind of reminds me of like watercolors or colored pencils that you would get at a craft store. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, no. Okay. It's a little bit warm. So everything's sliding out, but I don't want the pencils to drop without their lids. This is the Artist Color Crayon Multi-Use Creamy Multi-Stick. How fun. The first two look more like highlighting sticks. This is 102 Starfire Gold, 160 Glorious Bronze. This is 404 Ardent Dune, shade 600 Anywhere Caffeine, 506 Endless Cacao, 220 Swanky Mauve, 101 Blushing Pink, and 808 Boundless Berry. It looks like the first two could be highlighters, the next three could be contour or bronzing sticks, could also be eyeshadow or eyeliner, and then the last three look like blush, cheek, could also be eyeshadow. What I love about these is that you can really experiment and play around with them, but they're not so thin that you're really only going to use them as a lip liner or an eyeliner. They can be used truly all over the face, eyes, lips. They're very pigmented, very creamy. Seems like they're nice and blendable. I'm gonna have to play around with these, but this makes me excited. I think you can do monochromatic looks, but you can also sort of mix and match. You could probably play around with the crayons in addition to the palettes. I love all three of those blush shades, the pinks. Those are beautiful shades, especially going into fall since they're a little bit more intense and deeper tones. Gorgeous. And that is all of the newness I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face. All of the products will be tagged directly to the video for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.